Welcome back to Read the Gems podcast,
Welcome
man.
back to Read the Gems podcast, man.
Listen, man, right now we're in a spot called Baby. I know y'all see the little back action and shit looks fire.
Hey, man, this is beautiful, man. It's a real nice. It has like a bamboo kind of texture in our background, man. It's very beautiful, and prices is real reasonable.
Definitely very reasonable.
We've been here before. The food was pretty good. Now we're just gonna go ahead and try their breakfast.
Cut the mic on. Yeah, man, so we just grabbed this food, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Show y'all what it is.
Oh, man, nice, good Dominican style breakfast, man.
Got some French.
It's been hitting, man. Good for real. But yeah, man, we definitely, man, appreciate you guys, man, watching. And yo, like we've been mentioning, we've been working, man, actually doing a couple of interviews here, just talking to some good people who has who's actually like business owners. It's some people that's actually from the States, or they're from England, London, Dutch, or just all over. They're from, all over the world that comes here to DR and they start up a business, and we just been, picking their brains, right? And with what we've been telling us and informing us, or basically educating us with, we want to go ahead and give back to you guys, so you guys can teach. We could probably teach you guys a thing or two. If you ever decide to become a business owner and really dropping some gems, and that's what we're about. Getting the knowledge and then giving it back.
Yeah, definitely that. I could say, man, we had a wonderful time here in GR, bro.
This is kind of how I looked before. Let me show you.
Who helped you with the floor plan, like as far as having that idea of like having a different kind of
I do all this myself. This is basically how that room was before. You see the opening? It just had a small opening right there. Mm-hmm. So we knocked it down. We knocked the wall down and evened them up on both sides and put them sliding doors up there.
Yo, that's nice.
So everything I do, I basically do from
from your ideas, from your vision of
my vision of how I see it.
You see it in your mind, and then you say, "Hey, I want it like this, that," and it kind of comes together. As you do it. So everything that you ever thought of, has it always gone like that, or is it any time that you ever had to like improvise and kind of be like, I don't really like it like this, but
this was never supposed to be here.
Okay.
This was supposed to be here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
This wasn't supposed to be here.
No.
That was supposed to be there, but it was supposed to be two of them.
Okay.
But when I ordered them, I ordered two. When the guy went to go pick it up, all they had was one, so they gave me one and one.
Oh.
This here, I think, what I was supposed to do with two of these? I forgot. But I ordered two of these, and then once I realized, I think two of them were supposed to go right there.
On this side?
On this side over here.
Okay.
But, when you put things together, just like in here, everything came along the way I wanted it to go. Mm-hmm. I could have went with two here, but I felt like going with two here would have been a little bit too crowded.
Yeah.
I
can see why. This is a nice good space, but two would have been real tight. Yeah. So that's why I didn't go with two here. Do they have like the detailing companies down here that does the
cleaning?
Yeah, the cleaning.
Nah, all you gotta do is get some soap and water for that. But nah, it's different.
This is real nice, man. I promise you. And I swear Tim did a great job when it comes to like decoration, bro.
I got another one up front.
You got another one up front?
Yeah, look just like this.
Wow.
So it's similar to it, or
it's similar. I don't have the key. I don't have the key. I have to key the house.
Do you purposely not have them look the same, or?
I want them all to look the same.
You want them all to look the same?
Yeah, the kitchen is basically the same, it's just a little bit smaller over there.
In the other unit?
I'll show you how I look on my phone. I got a picture.
Okay. What made you say, okay, I'm going to go to DR and I'm going to start doing it?
What made me do it?
Yeah.
coming here, I need an income.
Okay.
So when I'm in the States, I was here in 2022. I stayed for 6 months.
Okay.
In 2022,
So you were plotting in that time.
When I came here, I didn't know exactly what I was going to do.
Wow. So you talk about going off faith or hope.
Yeah, like then when I did the first apartment was that one over there.
The ones okay.
That was the very first one.
Okay.
That was the very first one. I put that on Airbnb in February of last year.
So actually, before you say that, were you already into this type of stuff?
No.
As far as
in the States, no, I was just working.
You just working?
Just working. I came here to visit. Just like y'all.
Okay.
But the difference was when I came here, I already had a girl waiting on me. So I came here. Her name was Ulisa, Haitian girl.
Okay.
I came here. When my friends kept telling me about it, sending me pictures, I'm like, damn, I gotta go. But I know how I am. I'm not the kind of guy that's gonna come in and try to knock down and smash as many girls as possible. It was my first time traveling abroad, outside of basically, I've been to Mexico because I'm in Texas. But like leaving the U.S., flying somewhere different, right? So my friend pretty much set me up with a taxi driver. I did the same thing y'all did. I flew into Santiago.
Okay.
Taxi driver picked me up, but I met Ulisa about 6 weeks, 7 weeks before I got here, because the day I took my picture from my passport, I went on Tinder. I created a Tinder account.
Okay.
And then you got a bunch of women, you know what I'm saying, hitting you up. So I basically talked to a whole bunch of girls, but Ulisa spoke English. So it's easy to have a conversation with somebody that speaks the same language. And she was cool. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't the prettiest, but her personality was crazy, and I just enjoyed talking to her. So when I got here, I stayed with her a whole week. I messed with her
everything.
I messed with her up until she left. She went to the United States earlier this year.
Oh wow!
A few months ago. Some cat from the East Coast
swept up.
Home 3 weeks out the month. You come home for that week. You doing that every single month. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
She gonna step out on you. You ain't home.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're a truck driver and you over the road 3 weeks at a time, you know what I'm saying? You coming home for a weekend, then you leaving. What's gonna happen? She gonna step out on you.
Yeah,
can't no maintain no house if he's not physically there.
Exactly.
It's no different.
Talk.
You know what I'm saying? So when you deal with these women here, you have to understand that you have to be present.
Yeah.
If you present and you the guy, they loyal to the bone.
Yeah.
They loyal to the fucking bone.
And I see
you know
that
what I'm saying?
because even the guys are allowing their chicas to
do what they do.
What they gotta do.
Just to bring them back home. And you know what they do? They out here and they go right back home and give it to them.
Yeah.
Here you go, Poppy.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
take care of the bills,
That's
take care of the
crazy,
family.
yeah,
The man stay home with the kids while the girl come out here and do what she do. Because it's easier for her to make the kind of money she make versus him going out and work for it. He ain't going out making $200, $300, $500, $1,000 a week. Them jobs don't exist here. You know what I'm saying? You got judges and you got politicians out here probably making less than 50 grand a year. They don't pay like that out here.
Man,
they don't pay 50 grand a year.
Hold on, you said
they don't pay 40 grand a year.
Hey, whatever you do, don't move too
right,
crazy.
You know
Yeah.
You're right.
All right.
Come on, you gotta relax.
Whoa, I thought.
Hey. But now, yeah, man. So when you came, you said, okay, boom.
So when I came, I stayed. Let me tell you my story. I came, I stayed that week with Ulisa.
Okay.
7 days.
Okay.
I went home, I stayed home 2 weeks. I flew back, stayed 2 weeks, like a week with Ulisa, then that's when I started venturing out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The period came down, so it's like, okay, let me go see what these streets is. You know what I'm saying? So I got out here, messed around for a little while in the streets, and then I was like, you know what, man? I love it here. During them 2 weeks that I was here, I purchased basically a membership in Infinity Blue. Infinity Blue is a resort that's up this way. Y'all haven't seen it when y'all pass by. It's gated, it's private, they have security 24/7. I stayed there because, again, my first time traveling out the U.S. And once I decided that I was going to spend some time here, I said to myself, I need to be somewhere where I know I can sleep and be at peace.
You feel more secure.
That's what that was for me.
Okay.
During the time that I was there, I met Fred.
Okay.
Fred does real estate and stuff. So I was talking to Fred now, talking about doing different things. Me and a friend of mine talking about doing some different things out here. But I also told Fred that, hey, I'm looking for an apartment too. Something a little cheaper than what I'm spending, because I was spending about $1,700 a month.
Okay.
In Infinity Blue. Fred found that apartment that's upstairs that y'all just seen. Yeah. He found it. He called me and said, hey, Tim, I got a spot for you. Come check it out. I went over there. I walked in. I looked at it.
What year was this?
It's 2022.
2022. Okay.
Around this time. Actually, it was in October of 2022. And I said I want it. I jumped on it then. So I basically moved from Infinity Blue to over there.
So let me ask you, did the price change from 2022 till now?
As far as what I paid?
Yeah.
I went up $100.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Okay.
$70. But when I stayed there in 2022, all I had was a mattress on the floor. I brought pots, I brought pans, I brought silverware cups, I brought a coffee pot, a Dominican coffee pot. But I basically brought stuff to cook with.
Yeah.
And all I had in
but
there
let me ask
was
you,
a mattress.
because I ain't gonna lie, you came to DR, right? But you were coming from Texas, right? So what I'm saying is, what made you say, okay, like this is just my next? Because like,
it was cheap.
Was there nothing over there in Texas for you?
No, my kids.
Okay.
And so part of me coming here and wanting to take that chance, it was something new.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Life is kind of one of the things where if you don't try nothing different,
yeah. What am I doing?
Like you don't know what to make of it.
I like that. Yeah.
We get caught up in the idea of just living every day and doing X, Y, Z every day, 9 to 5. So I was like, fuck it, let's try something different. If it don't work out, I can always go home. So when I came here, that's why it was so easy. Once I came here and I decided that I was going to come back,
right.
It was easy for me to do. I went back through Peru. I came here, stayed 7 days. I went back for 14. Came back and stayed 14 days. In them 14 days, my mind was made up that I was coming back to live. So when I went back to the States after those 14 days, I went back, packed up my apartment, put everything in storage, and I came right back here.
Wow.
I left my car with my daughter, and I came here.
Wow.
So in those 6 months I was here, it was during this time. It was I basically started in September. Well, August. September I was here. I was living here at that point. I went back for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I went back for Christmas.
Okay.
When I went back for Christmas, I basically stayed until the middle of January. I flew back here. I stayed another month. And then I came back after Super Bowl week in 2023 is when I went back to the States.
But how did you get into the algorithm over here? Like, why you doing all that tripping,
back and forth?
Back and forth. Your mind state to be still here. Like, you know what I'm saying? How are you getting in the algorithm saying, okay, well, when I get back, I know there's a lot of tourists that come here, and I have to have it. Yeah, like
because when I brought Infinity Blue,
okay,
when I purchased Infinity Blue in the resort, that was my Airbnb idea initially, right? When I knew that I had to go back to the States because when I first came here, I was working remote. Then the work dried up in December of 2022. So I was spending money. I was spending on average $1,500 a week. Wow. It was just too much money I was spending. And I'm thinking to myself, hey, I got to get my spending under control.
Right.
So I told myself, okay, mentally I'm like, I need to get that down to about $700 a week. Shit, 2 more weeks went by. I only got it down to like $1,000 a week. So I'm like, I got to go back home. Because if I don't, I'm going to burn through all my savings. So that's when I went back for for Christmas, I stayed a little bit longer and I started contemplating on what I was going to do. When I came back in January after the holidays, that's when I decided that I was going to do Airbnb.
Okay.
With that apartment.
Okay.
So I basically brought everything I needed. I furnished that one, and then I put it on Airbnb. I gave it to somebody who's a host.
And how'd you find those people? Like,
well, I know people. You network.
Okay,
It's a guy that's here that's named Nicholas that I know. He has a property called Pyramid Plaza. It's about 3 blocks from here. He has about 18 units. So I just gave it to him. I'm like, hey, this is my apartment. You know, I had already talked to him before.
Got you.
When I initially wanted to do that, me and Rachel, but Rachel is good people, but at the same time, she's a female. She's emotional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When it got time for me to go back to the States, the plan was to give the keys to Rachel, and I was going to let Rachel manage the stuff that Fred manages now. You know what I'm saying? That was Rachel's job. But she was in her feelings because her and one of my friends bumped heads a couple of days prior to me leaving. And so when I got ready to leave, he was here, then she pulled up, she seen him, she got mad. And so I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna get the keys to Nick. I gave the keys to Nick and let Nick manage it.
Okay.
And that's basically how the Airbnb thing took off.
Wow.
I started with that unit, I flew back to the States, I got a job. But when I got a job in the United States, my intentions were never to stay in the United States.
Right.
I was
Stepping
planning,
stone.
yes, I was planning to get back here. Okay, I got one Airbnb. Once I started seeing the money it was making, I'm like, okay, I need to get another one. I flew back in August of last year, got my second one. Then,
renovated and everything before you left.
Yeah, I done everything, got it ready, got it listed. Then I went back to the States. Then in January, I got my third.
Wow.
In January this year.
That's crazy.
In February of this year, I got my fourth one.
Wow.
Then in March of this year, I added 4 more.
So let me ask you, right? So when you going out, now you on a verge. You're like, okay, I see the way it's going. The bread management now. How are you saying, okay, I know off of this one, like how are you managing?
Well, it's not to say that every apartment that I got has been a success. I'm not gonna
okay.
And honestly, that was gonna be my question. I wanted to ask you, right? Because I feel like how much do you think about the things when it doesn't go right? Like for example, right? You know, it was today, right? Where there's things where like tenants will either break things or they'll dirty things, just like how the guy put something on here, or things can get damaged, right?
Well, that's part of the business, right?
Yeah.
So as far as things like that, when they have damages and stuff like that, you're protected through Airbnb, believe it or not.
Okay.
This is kind of why I don't like necessarily doing cash deals, because with cash deals, you're not protected. Somebody breaks something, oh man, I'm sorry. That's it. With Airbnb, if somebody breaks something, you file a claim through Airbnb. Then at that point, they have to pay for the damage.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You're not off the hook on it. So that's the good and bad in terms of doing cash deals. You have a lot of guys that come here and that don't want to go through Airbnb, and they want to save the fees. But I'm learning slowly, and after this past weekend, at this point, I'm not doing no more cash deals because it's just not working for me. In the event that things happen, like I have a no smoking policy inside my apartments. The reason being is because you can be smoking and you might drop the cigarette on the sofa. That hole is still there. It was a mistake. You didn't do it on purpose, but the hole is still there. And at the end of the day, my sofa has a hole in it.
Yeah.
So you will be responsible and say, hey, Tim, man, my bad, I'm going to pay for it. Some cats do that.
And some
don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when that happens,
it's risky.
You know what I'm saying? You got to pay for that. Because you can't have the next guest check in and they got a big ass burnt hole in the house. But like back to your question initially, in terms of good apartments, bad apartments. I have had good apartments.
Okay.
Bailey's is the best one I ever had. That sucker that rents out 25 days a month.
Wow.
Consistently.
And like how long is their stay?
Thank you.
How long is their stay?
Huh?
How long is 3 days max?
No, it's 25 days a month. No matter how long they stay. It fluctuates, depending on who the guest is. But for the most part, you can basically bet that 3 weeks out the month, that sucker is going to book out.
Oh wow.
The second one I got, I no longer have because it wasn't in a great location. So it wasn't in a great location, and on top of it, it was on the 5th floor. So I got rid of that. I would say August of this year. Lease was up. I just said, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and get out of there.
Okay.
So I turned around. I got rid of that one. My third one, which is the one up front, y'all haven't seen yet. Okay. When I got that one, it's basically like this one. I had to spend money to renovate it. So I didn't renovate that one when I initially got it. It sit for like 4 months, 5 months before I even started spending money on it. I just got that one done.
Right.
The one that y'all currently staying in, I got those properties in February and March. I took on all 5 of them. I got those ready. You know, right now it's not looking like the best investment. And there's a lot of things that factor into that, but I'm still there.
Would you say it was in the area?
Let me ask you, with location? You think
location, yes. I think location is one of the reasons why. Because a lot of guys want to be here.
They want to be.
They want to be as close as they could to the street right here.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that matters the most. What most guys look at. A lot of guys like privacy. They want to be ducked off because they move a little different. You see what I'm saying? Listen. I don't care what guys tell you. You got guys come here, bro, and a lot of guys just want to come here and line them up and knock them down. They want to smash as many as they can. Yeah. They want to be close to the action. You got a lot of guys that come here and they want to lay up with some of these chicks. They want to spend 2, 3, 4 days with them, 5 days with them. They don't want people to see how they move. So them the ones that tend to stay further in the back where it's less traffic. It's a lot more private. You know what I'm saying? Those guys is the guys that typically book back there. You know, they're okay with being ducked off because they're moving a little different. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because you already know as black folks, we shaming it.
You was a little dick ducked off, weren't you?
Hey!
Man.
Hey, man.
Nah, but hey, listen, we giving y'all straight facts,
no,
man.
We are, man. We really give. I hope you guys.
Listen,
really,
we talking to Tim, the man himself, bro.
Yes, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, man, we gonna make sure that we leave a link down below or whatever, and we gonna also, we gonna talk with Tim or whatever, man. He usually, man, he's a great guy, man, and like I said, very knowledgeable, as you guys can see. And one of the things he did was he went on faith, man. You guys keep doing the same thing over and over and trying to expect a different result. That's called insanity. Yeah. So sometimes, man, you gotta step out there, man, because at the end of the day, bro, you can always go back to where you started.
Yeah. No way. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yes. Definitely.
You can always go back to where you started. So you can't never be afraid to step out. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do nothing, I can promise you, nothing about your life will change. I can guarantee you that.
Guarantee.
If you wake up every day doing the same thing, the odds of something in your life drastically changing is slim to none. You have to step out there on faith. You have to work hard. You have to make sacrifices to get to where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard. It's just that we get comfortable, we get complacent, and we think that, hey, that's it. But I have been here since May of this year. I haven't been back to the States since I don't know when I'm going back to take a little trip, but right now I'm in straight grind mode. Because that's kind of where I've been in the last year and a half once I decided I want to live here. It's just been a constant grind of investing, sacrificing, and saving.
So I want to say, so for a person who was going to try to, say, come and do something like you did, what is a good margin to have when he touched down to say, okay, I'm going to hit the ground, you know what I'm saying, with one apartment at least?
Well, you can't.
Or a unit.
Well, yes. Your situation depends on how you set up. If you're working remotely, then coming here is easy because now you have the income. Okay. Second of all, when you decide that you want to invest here, it's easy because you're here, you have the income. Now it's all about understanding what you want to invest in and then just growing it from there. The key to being here is having the income. Gotcha. If you have the income, you can stay here. The problem here is there's no jobs. Right. So you can't come here looking to get a job. Right. Okay. So you might want to stay in the U.S. for that. But if you come in, you already got a job or you got guaranteed income, then it's easy. It's an easy transition. Got you. A lot of folks are leaving because, to be honest with you, if you lived here, you can live off of $2,000 a month, live like a king. Wow. $2,000 a month gives you a great life here. You can do whatever you want to do. You can travel this island. You can get you one little shorty. Yeah. She will make them 2 bands stretch all the way out. Stretch all the way out. Y'all gonna eat good. Yeah. She gonna love you good. She gonna take care of the house. All you gotta do is just relax. So if you got a little remote gig and you making $2,500 a week, you living great. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
See, not everybody works remote. That's crazy, but at the end of the day, but what you're saying is right because remote you have a lot more time to, it's all on the computer. As long as you got Wi-Fi, you got a job. You know what I'm saying?
You got some income coming in, regardless of where you at in the world.
Yeah. Yes. And that's the key. Just having that income. Because if you got that United States income here, you fine. Bro.
Right.
Like that right there is the easiest thing because it's guaranteed money. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're working for it, it's still guaranteed money. Because as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, the odds of you losing your job is slim enough. Yeah. You know, especially if you're working remote, you just gotta make sure you're on your shit and you're good at what you do.
That's it.
You know, but.
So you did a little IT?
No, actually, I was in transportation. When I came here, I was in transportation. When I came back here in May of this year, I was working in transportation logistics. And then they just basically told me that in the end of July, they was like, hey, Tim, we need you to come back to the office. If you come back to the office, we can keep it. But right about now, we're going to eliminate the remote thing.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm like, okay, cool. It is what it is.
But you had already...
I was already planning for it. I knew it was going to happen.
It happened sooner than you expected.
Yeah, sooner than what I expected.
Okay.
You know, that's not to say that it's been easier because when I was working, I was getting money every week. I was getting paid every week. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm living off of Airbnb income.
Okay.
So it's a little different.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With Airbnb, it's all based on bookings. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I'm having a budget because, of course, I have bills here that I have to pay.
Exactly, absolutely.
So when I get bookings, I make sure that, hey, okay, this is going to be for that. You know, just like you would at home. It's no different.
Okay, it's no
you know what I'm
different.
saying? The only difference between my income versus yours, you get paid every Friday.
Exactly.
Me, I get paid when somebody books. So even though somebody books, it's not necessarily money I can just go blow because I have bills to pay. So I make sure I set that aside for these bills. And then as I get more and more bookings, I just plan accordingly.
Are you doing any like marketing or advertising or
Airbnb for the most part.
Okay.
Airbnb, VRBO, nothing crazy, nothing on social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah.
Is there a reason why you don't go
Yeah.
towards social media?
I'm 47 years old, man.
I
ain't into the social media thing, man.
Okay.
You know, everybody is this day and
Yeah.
age, but I'm just one of those people where I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
So I kind of like to stay to myself, do my own little thing. I'm low key with everything I do in terms of the way I move. So it makes sense.
Yeah, he is, man. But he real cool, man. You can see that he, stepping out. But for sure, because Tim, we gonna actually put this out there on our platforms. And what we're gonna do is, like I said, that's gonna be one form, a way of advertisement. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the link below on the bottom of his units that you can see. He has several different units that he said. And the ones that we're staying at, we'll make sure that we leave that down there below. So make sure you guys can, if you want to see the properties that you have, just comment, and then we'll be able to send you guys that link or whatever or whatnot. We'll get
Just take a look at this one. Just look at this unit. You can take a look at this unit. It's a stripper. We ain't got to talk too much. It's a stripper pole right here, man.
Listen, from the
man, show them the strip, like how you can literally just step out the door and look down and pick you out a diamond.
I'm on the strip.
Yeah, the strip is basically right here.
Yeah, man. So,
but like we said, man, it's something that you gotta come and experience, man. You gotta come in and experience, see it for yourself.
definitely, if it's your first experience, bro, book with Tim.
Book with Tim.
Book with Tim. He's gonna give you the whole rundown before you even get
here, and he's gonna take care of you, man.
And he gonna let
things
you
that
know.
he don't even usually do. And
One
like I
thing
said,
we
really
noticed:
appreciate
do not pay for excursions before you get here.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Because you don't know how the weather gonna be. You don't know how the day gonna be. You don't know. So when you get here, book with Tim.
And
he
if you-
gonna lay out the whole thing, and don't worry about food.
Do
not worry about food. There's food all up and through here.
Yeah. And if you have any questions or any comments, y'all can go ahead and leave that. If you have anything you want us to answer, we'll go ahead and answer that for you all. So just leave
We're
that.
gonna take a stroll on the beach, man. Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna
man.
just go by Sosúa Beach, and y'all can see how it is out there.
Yeah, for sure. So y'all gonna be able to do that. But yeah, man. So like I said, man, thank you, for checking in and watching the pod and supporting. This is our first vlog vacation. That's pretty much like an interview as well. So I hope you guys learned something from that. I hope you guys reap the gems, man. We checking out.
Yes, sir.